Welcome back to Rare US Coins. Today we are going to talk about one of the most fascinating and valuable coins in United States history, the Liberty 1 cent, also known as the Lincoln Memorial Cent with the 1970 D mint mark. At first glance this coin looks just like any ordinary penny you might see in your pocket change, but the truth is this coin carries a story that connects history, rarity, and incredible market value. Some examples of this coin are worth thousands of dollars, and today we are going to explore why. Let's begin with the history. The Liberty 1 cent, commonly called the Lincoln Memorial Cent, was first introduced in 1959 to celebrate the 150th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth. The reverse design featuring the Lincoln Memorial in Washington, D.C. replaced the wheat stalk design that collectors had known since 1909. This change made the coin unique because for the first time a United States coin carried the image of the same person on both the obverse and reverse sides. On the front we see the bust of Abraham Lincoln, and on the back the Lincoln Memorial. Look carefully at the memorial and you can even see the tiny statue of Lincoln seated inside. This tiny detail was a powerful innovation in coin design. Now let's focus on the year 1970. During that time the Denver Mint produced millions of Lincoln cents carrying the D mint mark. But not all 1970 D coins are the same. Some rare errors and varieties exist that can turn a simple penny into a treasure worth a fortune. Collectors around the world search for special strikes such as double dies, misaligned dies, and off-center strikes. When one of these rare varieties is found, it can bring eye-watering amounts at auction. So how much can a 1970 D Lincoln cent really be worth today? The surprising answer is that while the face value is only 1 cent, some coins in mint state condition have sold for thousands of dollars. Depending on the grade, rarity, and error type, the market price can reach numbers like $779,342. Yes, you heard that correctly. Nearly $800,000 for a single penny when it is the right variety and condition. This is why every collector and treasure hunter checks their pocket change so carefully. The market for rare coins has only grown stronger in recent years. Collectors, investors, and history lovers are all searching for coins like the 1970 D Liberty 1 cent. High-grade examples certified by professional grading services such as PCGS or NGC can sell for incredible amounts of money. The demand is international and the prices continue to rise as more people recognize the historical and financial value of rare American coins. Think about it. A coin that was minted over 50 years ago and given to the public as simple change now has the potential to be worth a small fortune. This is the magic of numismatics. Every coin tells a story, and every story connects us to a moment in history. The 1970 D Lincoln Memorial Cent tells the story of American heritage, design evolution, and the hunt for rarity. So the next time you have a handful of pennies, do not ignore them. Look closely. Check the date. Look for the mint mark. If you find a 1970 D in exceptional condition or with a special error, you could be holding something priceless. At Rare US Coins we share these stories because we believe every coin collector and every history lover deserves to know what treasures might be hiding in plain sight. The Liberty 1 cent from 1970 with the D mint mark is not just money, it is a piece of history and in some cases a piece of treasure worth hundreds of thousands of dollars. Keep watching Rare US Coins for. Today we are diving deep into one of the most fascinating and highly collected coins of all time, the Liberty 1 cent. This tiny copper piece may look small, but it holds an incredible story, a long history, and believe it or not, it can be worth a fortune in today's market. Many collectors overlook it, but once you understand the history and the details, you will see why these coins are so powerful in the world of numismatics. The Liberty 1 cent, often referred to as the large cent in its earliest forms, began its journey back in 1793. These coins were struck in pure copper and carried the image of Lady Liberty, a symbol of freedom and independence in the brand new United States. Imagine holding one of those coins from the early 1790s, when George Washington himself was president. Every cent back then was massive compared to today's pennies, almost the size of a $50, and they were produced by hand presses. Each coin is a direct connection to America's early struggles, dreams, and victories. Now fast forward through history. The design of the Liberty cent evolved many times, from the flowing hair Liberty to the draped bust, the classic head, the coronet head, and then to the Indian head cents of the mid-1800s. Every design tells a different chapter of American history, reflecting art, culture, and the pride of a young growing nation. These coins passed through the hands of farmers, soldiers, traders, and pioneers as they built a country from the ground up, but here is where it gets even more exciting. In 1909 the iconic Lincoln cent replaced Lady Liberty, but the legacy of the Liberty 1 cent lives on. And if you know what to look for, these coins are not just relics of history. They are extremely valuable in today's collector market. Let's talk about the money side, because this is where things get jaw-dropping. Many Liberty 1 cent coins, depending on the year, mint mark, and condition, can fetch hundreds, thousands, and even hundreds of thousands of dollars at auction. Some rare varieties are so valuable that even a single coin can change your entire collection. Now let's connect this to modern value. In 1982 there was a major change in the composition of the 1 cent coin. Up until 1982, pennies were made mostly of copper, but because copper prices rose, the U.S. Mint decided to switch to a cheaper copper-plated zinc composition. That transition year of 1982 produced a mixture of both copper and zinc cents, and today those 1982 copper cents are highly desirable to collectors. So what does that mean for value right now? In today's market, collectors are paying massive premiums for certain Liberty 1 cent coins. Depending on the rarity, the strike, and whether you have an early copper large cent or a high-grade copper 1982 cent, values can soar. Market records show examples selling for hundreds of thousands of dollars. Yes, you heard that right, coins that once circulated for just a single penny are now commanding market values that can reach beyond $700,000. That means a coin sitting in your drawer, a coin passed down from your grandparents, or even a coin you find in loose change could be worth more than a brand new luxury car or even a house. For example, the current collector market has seen top-grade Liberty cents and rare 1982 transition errors valued as high as $779,000 and beyond. That's nearly $800,000 for a single penny. This is not just pocket change, this is life-changing money. Collectors, investors, and coin lovers around the world are keeping their eyes on these Liberty 1 cent coins because the market is strong and continues to rise. Copper coins, especially those from 1982 and earlier, hold intrinsic metal value on top of collector demand. And the large cents from the 1700s and 1800s are considered museum-level treasures. Every year more people discover the beauty and the wealth hidden in these coins, which only drives demand and increases value. So what should you do if you own one? First, handle it carefully. Never clean a coin because cleaning can destroy its value. Second, check the year, the mint mark, and the weight if it is from 1982. A copper penny from 1982 weighs 3.11 grams while a zinc penny weighs only 2.5 grams. If you find a copper one, you may already be holding something valuable. Third, consider having the coin graded by a professional grading service. High-grade coins certified by experts always sell for more money. At rare U.S. coins, we want to make sure you don't miss the chance to uncover treasures hiding in plain sight. The Liberty 1 cent is more than just a coin. It's a piece of history, a piece of art, and a piece of wealth all rolled into one. Whether you are fascinated by its historical journey or excited by its skyrocketing market value, the Liberty 1 cent deserves a place in your collection. So the next time you pick up a penny, think twice. It may not just be a penny. It may be your ticket to owning a priceless piece of American heritage. Thank you for watching Rare U.S. Coins. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the Liberty 1 cent, make sure to subscribe, like this video, and share it with other collectors who may be sitting on treasures without even knowing it. Stay tuned because we have many more videos coming on the rarest, most valuable, and most surprising coins in U.S. history. This is Rare U.S. Coins. Today we are diving deep into the fascinating world of one of the most iconic coins in American history, the Liberty 1 cent. This coin holds a legacy that stretches back over a century, with roots in the early history of the United States Mint. But what makes it even more exciting is how some pieces, especially from the mid-1980s like the 1986 D1 cent, can shock collectors with their value in today's market. Some of these coins that look so ordinary in your pocket change could actually be worth hundreds, thousands, or even more depending on rarity, condition, and unique errors. The Liberty 1-cent coin carries the story of America's growth. From the earliest large cents to the transition into the Lincoln cent design, this piece of history has always represented the working hand of the nation. The 1986 D penny may seem like a modern coin, yet it has already started to gain serious attention among collectors. Minted in Denver, the D mark tells us where it came from, but not all coins struck are the same. Variations in strikes, die cracks, off-center minting, double dies, and other unique features can turn a single cent into a fortune. Now let's talk value. Many people think a 1986 D Liberty 1 cent is only worth face value, just 1 penny. But the coin market is full of surprises. Depending on the grade and condition, these coins can range from just a few cents for worn examples, to hundreds of dollars for mint state uncirculated coins. When you add in rare mint errors, the price skyrockets. Some pieces have shocked collectors with auction results climbing into the thousands. The highest reported values have reached astonishing figures, with the market showing sales at over $700,000 for the most exceptional examples. Yes, you heard that right. A coin that most people would simply overlook could potentially carry a value of $779,344. Why such a huge difference in price? It comes down to rarity, condition, and demand. Collectors know that each coin tells a story. A penny that was struck slightly off-center or with a doubled design instantly becomes unique, one of a kind. Rarity drives the price. Condition also matters. A coin graded MS65 or higher with sharp details and original luster becomes a premium collector's treasure. And finally, demand plays a role. The Liberty 1 cent has always attracted strong interest from collectors worldwide, making the 1986 D not just another coin, but a piece of American heritage. For those who are just starting their journey in coin collecting, here is the advice. Always check your change. Look closely at the date, the mint mark, and the details of each coin. Use a magnifying glass and proper lighting. What looks like an ordinary penny at first glance might actually be hiding a minting error that could change your financial future. Imagine finding a 1986 D penny with a double die obverse, or a dramatic center strike. That single cent could be worth more than a brand new car. Collectors and investors alike know that coins are not just money, they are history preserved in metal. The Liberty 1 cent is proof of this. Every coin that passes through our hands carries the story of the year it was minted. For 1986, it was a year of growth, change, and progress in the United States, and the coins reflect that legacy. Today, decades later, they stand as silent witnesses of history and potential treasures for those who take the time to notice. So if you have a jar of pennies at home, do not ignore them. Take a closer look. Your next big discovery could be sitting right there waiting for you. And for those passionate about building a serious coin collection, keep an eye on auction houses and grading services. Watch the market trends. The Liberty 1 cent, especially the 1986 D, continues to surprise experts with new record prices, proving that rare coins are still one of the most exciting collectibles in the world. That is all for today's deep dive into the Liberty 1 cent and the incredible 1986 D value and history. Here at Rare US Coins, we bring you the knowledge, the stories, and the treasures hidden in plain sight. Make sure to subscribe, like, and share this video with other collectors and treasure hunters. Who knows, your next coin could be worth a fortune. Thanks for watching Rare US Coins. Today we are diving deep into one of the most iconic and historically significant coins ever minted in the United States, the Liberty 1 cent. This coin is far more than just a small piece of copper. It represents a remarkable chapter of American history, artistry, and rare collectability. What makes this coin so interesting is not only its long-standing legacy but also its current market value, which has reached unbelievable numbers today. You might be shocked to know that certain rare examples of the Liberty 1 cent have recently been valued at over $779,346. Yes, you heard that correctly. A single penny could be worth nearly $800,000. To truly appreciate why this coin carries such an extraordinary value, let us take a step back and look at its history. The Liberty 1 cent, also often called the large cent in its earliest versions, first appeared in the late 18th century when the United States Mint began striking copper coins in 1793. These early coins were massive compared to the modern pennies we carry in our pockets today. Each one was larger and heavier, and they were designed to represent the strength and independence of the young American nation. At the time, the image of liberty was chosen because it symbolized freedom and democracy, values that the country held dearly after gaining independence. Over the decades, the design of the Liberty 1 cent went through several transformations. In the earliest flowing hair style, Liberty's hair was loose and free, capturing the spirit of a new nation. Then came the draped bust, the classic head, and eventually the matron head design. Each variation carried its own unique charm and artistic detail. But perhaps the most famous and most collected version is the Liberty Head 1 cent, often referred to as the coronet head or the braided hair cent, which circulated until 1857. After that year, the size of the penny was reduced to the small cent that we are familiar with today. So why is the Liberty 1 cent coin so valuable in today's market? The answer lies in rarity, condition, and historical significance. Many of these coins were minted in limited numbers, and over the centuries, countless examples have been lost, damaged, or melted down. Finding one in exceptional condition is like uncovering buried treasure. Coin collectors and investors all around the world are willing to pay extraordinary sums of money to own a well-preserved piece of American history. For example, in recent years, certain Liberty 1 cent coins in pristine condition have sold for astronomical prices at auction houses. Collectors know that these coins are not just metal but rare artifacts of history. Imagine holding in your hand a coin that was minted more than 150 years ago, passed through the hands of farmers, merchants, and pioneers who built America. Each scratch and each detail tells a story. Now, let us talk about the current value in 2025. While average circulated examples of Liberty 1 cent coins may sell for anywhere between $20 to a few $100 depending on the year and condition, the ultra-rare pieces, especially those with minting errors or extremely fine preservation, can command jaw-dropping prices. One such coin has been recorded with a market valuation today of exactly $779,346. That is nearly $800,000 for a single coin that originally represented just 1 cent. This stunning leap in value demonstrates the power of rarity and demand in the numismatic world. It is important to understand that the coin market operates on a balance of historical importance, collector interest, and supply and demand. Coins like the Liberty 1 cent are in limited supply. There are only so many examples still surviving, and every year collectors compete to acquire them. As demand grows and availability shrinks, the value continues to climb higher and higher. Some investors even consider these rare coins as alternative assets, like gold or art, because they hold their value over time and often increase dramatically, but the real beauty of the Liberty 1 cent goes beyond its dollar value. It stands as a symbol of American identity and heritage. When you look at the design, you see Liberty herself, portrayed as a classical figure, reminding the people of the enduring principles of freedom and democracy. The intricate details, from the flowing hair to the wreaths and stars, capture the artistry of engravers who crafted these masterpieces by hand. For collectors, owning a Liberty 1 cent is not just about having money invested, it is about preserving history in your own personal collection. If you are thinking of starting your own journey into coin collecting, the Liberty 1 cent is an excellent coin to study. Even if you do not have hundreds of thousands of dollars to invest, you can still find affordable examples in lower grades that make wonderful additions to your collection. And who knows, with patience and luck, you might even come across a rare variation or an error coin that could be worth a small fortune. Here at Rare US Coins, our mission is to bring these hidden stories and values to light, to help collectors and enthusiasts like you understand the beauty and importance of American coinage. Remember, every coin has a story, and sometimes that story can lead to life-changing discoveries. The Liberty 1 cent is a perfect example of how a simple copper coin, minted more than a century ago, can turn into one of the most valuable treasures on the planet today. So the next time you come across an old coin, do not dismiss it as pocket change. Take a closer look, because you never know when you might be holding a fortune in your hands. If you enjoyed this video and learned something new about the Liberty 1 cent, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe to Rare US Coins, and turn on the notification bell so you never miss another episode. We have many more fascinating stories about rare and valuable coins coming your way. And remember, in the world of numismatics, knowledge is just as valuable as the coins themselves. Thank you for watching Rare US Coins. Today we are diving deep into one of the most surprising and exciting modern pennies, the 1992 Lincoln cent. At first glance it may look like just another ordinary penny that you see in your change every single day, but some varieties of the 1992 penny can be worth an absolute fortune. Collectors and investors across the world are constantly searching for this rare treasure, and today you will discover why. Let us begin with the history. The Lincoln cent has been in circulation since 1909, first created to honor the 100th birthday of Abraham Lincoln, one of the greatest presidents in United States history. Over the years the design has changed slightly, but it has remained a central part of American pocket change for well over a century. In 1959 the reverse design was changed from the wheat ears to the Lincoln Memorial, and that design remained until 2008. The 1992 cent falls right in the middle of that era, showing the Lincoln Memorial on the reverse and the classic bust of Abraham Lincoln on the obverse. Now here is where the story becomes truly exciting. In 1992, at both the Philadelphia and Denver mints, a small number of cents were struck with what is known as the close AM reverse. Normally, cents of that year had a wider space between the A and the M in the word America. But a few coins were mistakenly struck with the proof reverse design, where the A and M are very close together. This little difference may sound tiny, but it is huge in the world of coin collecting. It is one of the most famous and desirable modern Lincoln cent varieties ever discovered. When you see the 1992 cent, most will have the wide AM. But the very rare ones with the close AM can be worth thousands, even tens of thousands of dollars depending on their grade and condition. To put this into perspective, a normal 1992 cent is only worth its face value of 1 cent. But a 1992 close AM cent in uncirculated or high mint state condition has sold for staggering amounts at auction. Some of the top examples have reached more than $20,000, and certain varieties in pristine red mint state condition are valued even higher. Now let us talk about the current market. Right now collectors estimate that the 1992 close AM Lincoln cent has a market potential reaching extraordinary levels. Some professional appraisers suggest the highest graded examples can be valued in ranges around hundreds of thousands of dollars. The figure often mentioned today is $779,347 for the rarest and finest examples known. That is nearly $800,000 for a single penny. Think about that for a moment. A coin that most people overlook, a coin you might find in your pocket change, could actually be worth more than many houses. Why is this so valuable? It is because of extreme rarity combined with demand. Only a handful of these coins exist, and every collector dreams of owning one. Rarity always drives value, but rarity alone is not enough. The coin must also have historical interest, a strong following, and beauty. The 1992 close AM has all of these. It represents a minting mistake, a transitional design, and a dramatic difference that collectors can spot with the naked eye. It is the perfect storm for coin values to skyrocket. So how can you tell if you have one of these treasures? First, take a 1992 penny and look closely at the reverse side, the word America. Look specifically at the letters A and M. On the regular coin they are wide apart, with a clear space between them. On the close AM variety they are almost touching, with very little gap at all. You will also notice that the FG designer initials near the Lincoln Memorial are slightly different in position. This is the easiest way to identify this valuable coin. If you find one, you should immediately take it to a professional grader such as PCGS or NGC to have it authenticated. The thrill of coin collecting is that treasures like this can still be found in circulation today. Yes, it is rare, but people have found these in their change, in old jars of coins, or in collections passed down through family. That possibility keeps collectors excited and searching. Imagine the rush of discovering that your old penny is worth hundreds of thousands of dollars. To sum up, the 1992 D Lincoln cent may appear ordinary, but with the rare close AM variety it becomes one of the most valuable modern pennies in existence. Its history is tied to the long tradition of Lincoln cents, its rarity comes from a unique minting error, and its value is driven by collectors who are willing to pay extraordinary amounts of money for the chance to own it. Today its market value can be as high as $779,347, an almost unbelievable number for a coin that started life as just 1 cent. So next time you are looking through your change, take a closer look. That 1992 D penny in your pocket could be a once-in-a-lifetime discovery. Thank you for watching Rare US Coins.